Guys, welcome to the Bazaar. Today I'm bringing you something a little bit different in the sense that you're not gonna. Okay, this is gonna be a semi-rant video. I always say in the beginning of the videos, spoiler alert, this video is gonna contain a lot of rant. But this one in particularly, I can't rant because I have to be completely, how do I say, objectives with the things I'm going to say. I'm gonna give you guys a Dooley tier list. I wanted to give you guys like a complete item tier list, but I think a lot of the interactions within the Bazaar, um, a lot of them have to do with inter-character, how do I say, interactions. So me going into like a complete item review or tier list with every single item, I think it's gonna be a little bit too hard, especially since there's a lot of items. The things is there's two mix and match combinations for me to like put Vanessa's items in the same tiers as Dooley's, because there's gonna be situations when one item is better than the other. So I'm going to give you today a Dooley tier list because I can give you a really good assessment of what is good or not, because it's really what I've been playing for the last 4 weeks, because it's broken. And I think it's good to do it now because they're gonna do a huge patch probably at the beginning of the year, because obviously the players are ranting that Dooley is too broken, which much merit. I think when we're talking about the ceiling of a character, I don't think Dooley's the best, but he's too consistent, and that is a problem. And most of the item critiques I'm going to be doing is based on that, because if you look at when you do a run and you go to day 10, not day 10, day 10, 10 wins, and you look at your build, sometimes you go like, obviously this is gonna win. I have too much broken skills, I have too much broken interactions. Yes, there's no way to really quantify that because there's a lot of luck involved. But I think when an item is broken is when you actually take the luck factor involved within a run. It's when you can consistently do it 4 or 5 times in runs in a row. That is when it becomes a problem. And I think that's what people are actually nagging about a lot in Reddit, because they see, let's just call it what it is, people are spamming poison monitor lizard to no ends, because it's basically, I don't want to say free wins, but it's too consistent. You if you play monitor lizard, you're at least gonna get your 5 wins assured, right? Especially since the other characters don't have the consistency Dooley has right now. So actually let me move this shit now that, because the categories, okay, I decided to put 5 categories. Actually, now that I think of it, a 6th one would have been better, because I think the correct way to put all this would have been, okay, let me tell you what, about the ones I have. I have Elon Musk, aka, I'm gonna try not to make a lot of technological jokes on this video, because my purpose is not to give you cringe, it's to actually inform you what items are good or not. But I do put Elon Musk. This category is strictly for items that do need to be tweaked, that I seriously do think they need to be tweaked, not because of how problematic they are now, but how problematic they are in the future. They're going to be like, they're too consistent, and the more items come out, I think they're going to be too much of a fucking problem, right? When you're going to put them, like, when you draft this item in another character, I think it's going to be too much of a fucking problem. And plus the consistency. So, yes. And we have broken tier is literally an item you're going to find in every single build, no matter what core you pick, or even if it's, how much cores are there? Is there 6 cores, 5 cores? Let's say 3 of the cores use this item because of how good it is. You're always gonna find it in this core. Best in slot would be an item that is essentially needed on this build no matter fucking what. It's the item that is going to be distinctive of you going to 7 silver wins or gold wins. So you need this item on the build, otherwise your build is not going to work. And we have situational items that do work. They do get you there. They do get you your wins. But they are not that consistent, or not even consistency. It's that you can't actually just put them on your, slap it on your build and just expect them to work. You need to have like the correct enchantment, or maybe the item only works in par with two other items for it to actually work, but it's a good item on itself. It's just, it needs like the carry of other items to be a good item, right? And then we have the trash bin. Sadly, this is where I wanted to put another tier in between situation and trash bin, because there's some items with enchantments that are actually giga broken, or they're with another character, they're actually really, really good. It's just that for Dooley in particular, like, I'm just gonna call it what it is. There's really like, I'm gonna and every single card or draft game has this, like, filler cards. They're like essentially cards that you just, or items that you put within the game because they're interchangeable, so they actually work better in another character. But since the flavor text works with Dooley, they just put them in there, right? So that just makes sense. And yeah, bro, let's just get to it, man. I put the items from large to descend, large items to small items, because item size is one of the most important things in the game when it comes to, like, if you're gonna put this item or not in your build, and how good the item is. There's of course, you guys know what DPS is, but cooldown and the item size is one of the most detrimental factors of when an item is going to be good or not. Obviously, because the more items you can put on your slots, the better, right? It makes absolute sense. And the cooldown, because you're gonna, if you guys play this as Bazaar, you're going to see that it doesn't matter how infinite your build goes or how much it stacks. You don't have an infinite health pool. If something kills you, it just, you know, it doesn't matter if you stack infinite. The people who played last patch know this from Vanessa, who was infamous for having a one-shot build. It doesn't matter how much your build stacks. It matters more how fast you get it to proc, right? So yeah, cooldowns are very, very important, and item starts are very, very important. But let's just fucking get to it. Let me organize this for you guys a bit, so you guys have a clear vision of the shit I'm putting here. I do think next patch they're gonna do like a lot with this, with the items involved in all of this, because simply, honestly, I just think the game, I don't want to say the game has too much problems, but some of the items really do need to be redesigned. So sorry guys, apparently I need to be redesigned too. Okay, let's just get to this. Okay, let me get my list here. Okay, so first okay, the first item we're going to be working with is Solar Farm, which is your large item. This says, I'm only going to give brief descriptions on the more. I don't want to say, there's some items well known than others, but I'm just going to give you a slight description, because I do end up giving you a description of all these items. This is going to be a 50-minute video, and I love talking to you guys, but I do have real friends in the Bazaar, so I got to grind it out. So I'm going to give you the briefest, most description I got for you. So Solar Farm, it does give your items haste and regen. Give your items haste for a certain amount of seconds and gain regen for the fight. And when you burn charge, just 2 seconds. If you guys see my other videos, this item is absolutely fucking crazy in the fire core build. But the sad thing is, only works in the fire core build. So we're just gonna head to put it in the fire best in slot. Yeah, bro. But this item is absolutely fucking good. If your build has any iteration of burn, like when I mean burn is like your build is made around burning. Your build is made around burning. This is absolutely one of the best items in the game. Best in slot by far. I would put it here, but because I do think it's one of the items that gets you to 10 wins. You get this, make a burn build around this. You absolutely get it. You're gonna get 10 wins. Like I told you earlier, this does put in factor a lot with Dooley, and the reason is since this is a charge item. You guys know how Dooley works. If you put items to the left, the core will have a faster proc, and since this is a proc, this is an item activation charge effect. It'll make your core proc faster. So this items that have charge inherently with Dooley are the most broken items or multicast because they proc your core faster if you're using the core in your build. But the meta right now is just you have to use your core, bro. The core is broken. Which wasn't it wasn't the play most of the time before. Before sometimes you could have just slacked your core because your builds work better around it, I guess. But right now the core is too broken for you to ignore it. This is the railgun, and there's some items that are that have been completely fucking removed from the game, but I put them here because the wiki has all these items. But I'll tell you the effect because there's a reason they're removed from the game. This says whenever you use a core rage, charge this 3 second. It has multicast too. It starts out as a gold and it does 200 damage on a 10 second cooldown. Guys, this with regular core is absolutely fucking broken. There's a reason why they removed it. We're not gonna talk about the things already. The trash bin. Let the computer system deal with that shit. That is not our problem. Okay, next we have robotic system. It says your friends have multicast 1. There's only one there's only one problem with this item. Actually, there's two problems with this item. It starts out as a diamond tier, which is really bad because how much gold you have to put in it, it being a large item, and how far into your game you have to get it. But friend core is absolutely much better. That is the thing. Robotics factor is only really good when you have a good friend draft and you did not draft friend core, so you have to like get robotics factory to substitute. You didn't get your friend's core, so it's just a really situation item, but is good because it's basically like Walmart core, if that makes sense. Walmart friend core. Yeah, that's really the only purpose this shit has. Otherwise, it really doesn't do anything. You need obviously a friend build to make it, which friends are absolutely broken at Dooley, don't get me wrong. But I think the diamond tier being, you have to have 48 gold, and on top of that, go to a large shops with they have been nerfed. Like this item has nothing going on for it to actually move better in the tier. I would actually move it to trash bin, but it has the simple fact that you can take your core out. Let's say you get the worst cores. You got shield cores, weapon core, and crit core. Your draft is like you're already day 10 and 11. You're scraping wins, but you get robotics factor. You get a decent friend build that can push you to 10 wins. Then robotics factory does have that niche. We have pylon. It says whenever you slow, hasten item for 1, 2, 3 seconds, and as a proc effect when you slow an item for 2, 3 seconds on a 3 second cooldown. So I'm gonna put this little guy as this is gonna be a hard one because if I put it here, it's gonna be the last best in slot because Dooley does have slow builds, especially with the poison snail. But I'm gonna put it on the highs in the situational for now. Let's just put it here. It's a really good item. It's a really good item when you get it on other characters. By the way, this is one of the best haste items in the game. It's like it wants to be solar farm, but it's really not solar farm. But it's really good. It's a really good slow item. And remember what I said at the video? The video cooldowns matter. That's why freeze is so broken, but slow is obviously broken too. And 3 seconds slow, true 3 seconds slow cooldown slow is actually really good.
I wish this started out from 2 seconds instead of 1. It starts out as a 1 second slow. I think 1 second slow is actually not too. It's actually not too good. It's like Vanessa's rope, where it slows like for a fucking bajillion. It's a medium item, yes, but for it being a large item, puts a lot into factor in this. I wish it was a medium item. If it was a medium item, it would be like best in slot, but it's a large item. Mamasaur. The problem with Mamasaur, what Mamasaur does is your opponent has at least 5/4 items. You destroy a small or medium item in the fight. Problem with this is Mamasaur was broken last patch, but I don't think it's her time to shine. She just takes way too much for how fast the meta is, or how much items there are. There are much better items with her. I think she's better. Yeah, another thing that doesn't help Mamasaur is that actually, now thinking I should put her in best in slot, because she's really good into Pygmalion. Actually, let me just put her on best in situational, because she does get you, like, if you get an early dinosaur, it's better than getting Pylon. But she's not good in the meta. If Dooley's in the meta, this is not good, because you're gonna destroy one small item. It doesn't fucking matter. Dooley's still gonna dumpster you. So let's just put it there. Kinetic cannon, deal 100 damage when you use a small weapon when you use a small item. This gains 10 or 22 for the fight. There are just better stacking items in this. Actually, I'm gonna do core next, just for the fact that I'm gonna transition into this. But this item is just way too overshadowed by the core. And I think it stacks too slowly, and it has an 8-second cooldown. If it had a lower cooldown, it would be better. But it being a large item, it's not good enough. As you guys can see, for a large item to be good, okay, the problem with Dooley itself is, since the core is good, you don't want to switch your core for a large item. Like I said, last patch, large items were very much used because the cores weren't actually a detriment to your build. Now the core is way too much broken with the items, like in combinations. So just gonna see that the majority of the large items just suck. So let's just get this out of the way, because we're gonna talk about core, the good large items. Now this is trash. Fucking 10-second cooldown, doesn't do fucking enough damage, and hasting. There's skills that haste already. If you want an item for hasting, it has to have low cooldown. There's no reason why you have to have an item that's gonna proc, is gonna be your haste procer with a 10-second cooldown. That makes absolutely no sense. This item is complete garbage. Force field was broken last patch, so for that reason I'm gonna put it best in slot, because it's too, the item is too I want to say diverse for me to put it on situational, because you can use it on shield friend Dooley, you can use it like on a shield core build, you can use it on shield Dooley. Of course, it's the best item in shield Dooley, so it would be nuts if I put it on situation. Even if it was the best, it's probably the best in slot. Obviously, shield isn't the best thing right now, because poison Dooley is in the meta, so shielding is not really it. I'm not even gonna fucking talk about this, although this item is really good on other builds, but we're not gonna talk about that. Bunker, fucking nerfed, whatever. Bulldozer. This is one that I've been testing out just to play off meta, but I'm gonna put it best in slot. Do you want to be best in slot? I'm gonna put it best in slot because it when you play friend Dooley, it's going to get you 10 wins if you are drafting enough weapon friends. So I'm gonna put it here, because it's a best in slot when you actually play this type of weapon Dooley. Yeah, I think it deserves to be there. It's good there. It's a 5-second cooldown. Like hasting bulldozer is actually crazy. So let's just put it there. This little guy. Okay.
I'm gonna put it. Do you deserve to be broken? Do you deserve to be broken?
I'm gonna put it in broken because I did say at the beginning, if your item works with multiple cores, it's going to be your go-to item, and I feel like this item just has that purpose. The only thing it doesn't work good for is burn and poison, but in every single other core is literally the item that is going to, if you get it early enough, it's going to win. Absolutely. And the reason is because the core upgrades for Dooley upgrades both cores, and when you have like the value of having like a level up of core upgrades going to your core into the fuck, what's the name of this thing, the combat core, is absolutely broken. 4-second cooldown. I really do think is one of Dooley's best items. Then we have antimatter chamber. This is fucking trash, man, bro. Put it in the fucking trash. The problem with this is that it has a lot of problems. 10-second cooldown for one. It only destroys small items, and it destroys itself. Bro, Vanessa has literally, what's it called though? The dam? I forget what the Vanessa's item is called that destroys every single item on your opponent's board. Medium and small. That's better, bro. And it has a charge effect, and it destroys medium and small. This only destroys small. Like, if this didn't destroy itself, you could actually make an argument, because it would be like a very how do I say, it's an inventory, it's an item worth keeping in your inventory, because let's see if you go into against core Dooley and he has like 6 small items, then that is probably an item worth putting in if you encounter a Dooley, but it's just trash. Welding torch. I think I'm gonna put it in situational, because it's one of the better burn items early game. Like, when you build burn core, it's actually really good. Has half the cooldown when you're shielding, and banana, and but the fuck, what the I think it's called banana. I keep saying banana. I'm sorry. Banana. Banana is one of the best items in burn Dooley. So if you fucking get this in between your draft, it's really good, especially since it has synergy with welding torch. But I'm gonna put welding torch best in slot, just because this item carries you early game. Like, it's a very good item, fucking crazy item early game. And when you get it in burn, one of the best items. I don't want to butcher this. I think this is weapon core. I'll switch them in between if I'm telling them wrong. But imagine this is weapon core. I just don't have. I think it is. I think it's weapon core. It's fucking trash, man, bro. It's literally the fucking worst core. I hate it when I draft it. Never draft this shit. It's literally a core that has no effect. You're lucky you have 3 choices, by the way. If not, if you had to play this is what would be the core that you would absolutely just replace and play with regular items, by the way. Core. The problem is I'm gonna put it here, so I could put it like the best core that is best in slot, and I'll move it in between later, because if I put one of the cores that's broken, I don't want to put 3 of them. I want to put like at most 2 of the cores that are broken. Right, that makes sense. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is the weaponized core. I just look it up. Okay. Thermal lines. This is when this gains haste, it gains 2, 4, 6 burn for the fight. This item is situational. The problem is, I think there's better burn iterations, but it's a really good burn item if you have like the right combination of items to haste. One of the best, because you would only need this, right? Because of how crazy it is, how fast it stacks burn. Because if you go core, you go regular core, put this to the right, and let's say for example you put a metronome, it's actually crazy. This is going to the fucking trash bin. Just in case it says your shield items have crit, that doesn't really fucking matter. This is copium for shield players. Like, come on, shielding more isn't fucking gonna help you one shot somebody with your the large item that hits for shield amount. Like, you don't need that. This item, okay. This I've been ranting about this item. Why is it out of order? Shit, now I need to look for it. Bro, they fucking deleted it from the wiki. Yeah, this is how bad that item is. This is a weak point detector. There you go. I've been ranting about this a lot. You guys don't want us to play Poison Dooley, but then you make the other items shit. I think that's the problem with a lot of the items. Some of the items, of course, this is a closed beta. We're the ones who have to assess if the items are good or not. But they forgot to add like effects to some of the items because I don't think this warrants being a medium item that just does what it does. By the way, this is when you slow charge this 2 seconds and it'll boost your items by damage for X amount, right? The problem is you need something that slows, right? To proc this. Slow is, I don't want to say is at a premium. There is an actual really good slow item, but when you put a lot of items that slow, it's gonna be redundant, right? So the problem with weak point detector is one of two things. It should do damage, so it works with itself. So all you need is this. You need the weapon detector and the core, and that's it. Those are your 2 damage items, and it would be actually good. Like, I don't care if it's 5 damage, but it's an item that actually does damage. And or it would be a small item, right? But it's not. So I literally put it in the trash bin. Goodbye. Tesla coil. Situational. Just because it has a low cooldown, it's a good core procer. You can actually just put it whatever. Scrap metal. Elon Musk. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because it's Elon Musk. Think if I don't know how they're going to plan this ahead. I don't know how much items they're gonna add. If they're gonna add another core to Dooley, but I don't think the scrap metal. There should be other iterations of Dooley getting his upgrade, because I think if it's like a necessary evil. If this becomes too good at a later patch, then this becomes too good. So I feel like core upgrades should be more of a premium than they are right now, right? The items that work with Dooley are too broken that even you upgrading the core or not doesn't matter. But if they're going to tweak the numbers up a little, and then the core becomes the most essential part, the core upgrading it for that this easily is going to be too good. They need to upgrade it for diamond only, because imagine you go to the shop, right? You not only get your upgrades, but then you're getting your core upgraded too. I don't know, man. I feel like it shouldn't be this easy to get your core upgraded. I feel it should be a diamond. The problem is such at a gold tier, and I think that is too easy, bro. By the way, just so you guys know, there's an item, the small item from one of the characters that you saw, you upgrade an item, right? But that is an item for himself, right? And I don't know. Fuck, I wish I could get you the name of the item, but it's literally an item you saw, and it says upgrade your leftmost item. And of course, that is a random item, but now you can see a little bit where I'm going. It shouldn't be easy to upgrade any item, right? For Dooley, upgrading your core is basically essentially upgrading any item because you're building around it. I hope that makes a little bit sense. I think it's something to deal with for the eventual future. Schematics. This is even, I didn't even fucking put it here because that's not even the game. But it says your tools and vehicles have a 25% crit chance when you use a tool to charge a vehicle point. Bro, this value is a little bit weird because it's like a decimal. That is fucking weird, bro. Don't put decimals in the bazaar, by the way. I'm already doing enough math. I'm already trying to put shit in order. Don't do that, okay? Glad you came to my TED Talk. Okay, rocket launcher. Rocket launcher. I have a love-hate relationship with rocket launcher because it has too much cooldown, but multicast 3 would not be. If I put welding helmet, we might as well put this. It's a really good item like these items that come at a lower tier that carry you to your next wins are absolutely good being in best of slot, because if these are the items that get you your free wins, they should actually be warranted to be in a higher place. Race Carl. This is, I don't know if people know this, but this is literally one of the best items for friend Dooley. I'm gonna put it here because of how it works in friend Dooley. It's going to be the thing that makes your build skyrocket in poison procs. So Race Carl is just really good. Pyrocarbon. They try to rework this. This is when you gain burn haste your item 1 or 2 seconds and it shields you. So this is like a counter item for burn. I just wish they put it on a small slot, because for items to be countered to other items, I don't think a medium slot warrants it. It's too much. It fucks up your build too much. So I'm just gonna put it in situational. But for what it's worth, I just think the cleanse one is way better, right? Yeah. The one that says cleanse to have your burn and freezes an item is much better. By the way, pyrocarbon doesn't even proc when you get burned. So if it also shielded you when you gain burned for some amount, I guess it would be good, but it doesn't even do that. It just, and it's too much of a it's too long of a cooldown. 6-second cooldown, no. But it is situational. Maybe if fire was fire is meta, right? Fire is meta. I guess I'm gonna put a situational. Let's just put a little higher up. Let's put it in all this garbage. Let's just put it here. Right. Oh, by the way, bunker was nerfed. Why did I put that here? You little sneaky. This is also a trash bin, bro. What the fuck? I don't even remember what I said about these items, but this one's trash. This is situational. This is situational. Pulse rifle. Pulse rifle. It's one of the best core. Actually, no. It having multicast 3 with a friend. And you'll see later that I have some of the friends literally at broken tier. But I'm going to put it above Wielding Torch just because it's how good it is on non-poison, non-friend cores. Because it just gives you so much iteration of the procs for the core. It's really, really good. Power Drill. Power Drill is one of those items that you enchant and goes fucking bananas. So I'm not going to put a situational. I'm going to put it here. Because the problem is, if you enchant Power Drill with one of the effects of haste, slow, freeze, or burn, it actually charges itself. So it fucking goes bananas. So I'm just gonna put it here. Plasma rifle, dude. I don't think you ever play this, so I'm just gonna put it into the trash bin. It doesn't proc enough. And if you're burning the worst, if you're already burning, the worst thing you could do is like depend on weapon damage. Like you're already fucking burning. Pure condition. This item is really good. This is freeze an item for 1 second on a 5-second cooldown, and it uses the core freeze. The only problem with this is that it's only comes out diamond. That's the only problem with this. But it is a really good friend. And knowing the meta we're in, you can put this against like a mirror match and poison. It'll absolutely win you the mirror match because their haste items are not gonna their friends are not gonna pro. So you're just by default gonna haste faster. So it's just a really good situational item. Nitrogen hammer. This is one of the items that are good. They're good not on Dooley, bro. If this was a pig item, it would be absolutely broken. No, but it's not a pig item. But I guess for how good it is, I'm going to put it on situational because it is a good item. It's just not good on Dooley. That's it. Motherboard is a good core item. We're just going to put it on situational. Again, like one of the worst. Let's just bump this guy up because this guy's better than this garbage. Let's just put it here. Actually, it's better than that. That's good. And we could put this way over here. Let's just see the items. I'm going to try to fucking put them where they're actually supposed to go. From left to right. I didn't want to put specifics because when you see the list, you're like, wow, this item actually works and better. But that's the thing, bro. You got to think about that consistency is the key to everything. I'm talking to you. The consistency is the key to everything. Some of the items might be broken on some interactions, but the problem is you buy this item and this item is gonna be good right the fuck now, and that is what you need in the bazaar. You need every time you go through a day, you want to get stronger, and that is how you get to your 10 wins, because you're gonna notice that you're going to your PvP rounds are going to be balanced in some cases. I'm going to say some cases, not the majority of cases. They try to be as balanced as possible with the matchmaking. So if your opponent did a better day than you, you're going to get dumpster. You need to put an item that's better, and this is one of the items that you slap on a burn belt, and it's really good. Monitor Lizard, you guys have been wanting to put this on Elon Musk, and I absolutely think so. Why? Because if they removed pufferfish from the game because it was too broken, Monitor Lizard needs the same treatment, by the way. It does not need to haste. If anything, like I said, these items need changes. Monitor Lizard needs to be silver tier, and it needs to not haste. Why does it fucking haste? It makes absolutely no sense, because that gives the Monitor Lizard the ability to be not put on friend core. You could put it on any other core build and it'll actually fucking work. To me, that's fucking crazy. Micro Dave. This is one of the good burn items, and it works in tandem with friend Dooley, so we're just gonna put it here. And actually, it's one of the better ones. Actually, way better than that. Is it better than the rifle? They're really on par. But I'm gonna go like here because friend Dooley is much better than weapon core Dooley or regular core Dooley. Miss Isles. This is one of the better ones too. As you're gonna see a lot that Dooley's medium weapons are actually broken. That is true. Dooley's medium weapons have like good, even interchangeable with other characters. Like they're just good. But not really this one, because this one only procs. This one only activates when your core procs. But it having multicast 2 on a 3-second cooldown, that's good, bro. That's good. Actually, I'm gonna put it here. Even above this, if you get this, because this only comes out of silver tier. This comes at a bronze tier. By the way, that's another factor. Items that come out of bronze tier have absolutely much more I want to say cost efficiency, because you getting them at a lower price and you can just upgrade them later. Actually, now that I'm saying this, let's just put this here. Fire core broken. I'm hold on, let me think about this a bit. I'm gonna put it there. I think it's the only core that's too broken, and I'm gonna tell you why. When they rework Monitor Lizard, they're going to realize burn core is too good, and I think it's the only core that deserves to be there. Because the only problem with friend core is Monitor Lizard, but burn core I think is absolutely fucking broken. This, I'm not gonna put it in trash, because this on friend weapon with this is actually decent, so we can leave it there. This is trash, bro. Every time I try building around this, it's too bad. It has too long a cooldown. It's ICE 9000. Too much of cooldown. 8-second cool. Armadillo, trash bin, and much needed. I fucking hated this Dooley, bro. They did a patch. I think it's the last patch actually. They tried fixing Dooley by fixing some of the items and tried making shield good. They didn't fucking make shield good. They made shield auto win. Because Bunker and Armadillo had a dumb ass interaction where if you got burnt, poisoned, or damaged, the Bunker will proc, Armadillo will proc, and you would just get one shot immediately. Yeah, bro. Listen, I said in the beginning of the video I was gonna rant. I gave you the spoiler warning, but there you go. Too broken. Hacksaw. The first time you use this, each fight destroy a small
item for the fight. I don't understand why this. There's, like I said, there's some items that they needed to test out of the beginning. It being a weapon is bad because there's some skills that you only need to have one weapon. 6 seconds cooldown. Bro, why is it medium? There's harpoon is literally the better version of this. Well, why is this here in my game? I don't understand. Put in the destruction. Flamethrower. Flamethrower is good, but it's situational. Says burn equal to 2 times of this item's damage. There's a core build with flamethrower and ray, but at that point you're better building fucking fire core. But let's say you have a really good fire build and you happen to get flamethrower. There you go. The problem with flamethrower, it comes out gold tier. If it came out silver tier, well, like I said, guys, silver the tiers actually matter a lot because they take into account how often you're gonna buy them. The problem is if you're going weapon, if you're going core, if you're going like unless you're going like a ray build and you're using the fire ray already, but if you're going like weapon core build, you can't pivot into flamethrower. Like, it makes no sense. If you find a flamethrower like early enough and you have time to like get your burn items or get the adequate items to make your flamethrower proc, then yes, it makes absolutely much sense. But it's better than a lot of this because it's really better than this. Let's just put it here. This is better than all this garbage. Yeah, that's good. Dooley Scarf. This item is really good. A really good fucking counter item against freeze. So we're just gonna put it here. I actually think it's one of the best situational items because if you're day 16, bro, you're getting perma freeze by skills. So you need this. It's not a question, bro. I'm not asking you to put this in your build. I'm asking you. You have to put it. You have to put it in your build if you're day 16, day 15. You're gonna get frozen to death. So you gotta put the least skirt. DJ Robot. This item is build. It's draft a build in itself. I don't want to put it best in slot, but the problem is when you go friend core and you put DJ. If you get a DJ Robot and put the nanobots, you'll actually get ahead in early game, like by a lot. Plus it has a lot of like, since you get the free bots, you can sell them. It procs some iteration of things. It's a really good item, just because it gives you the nanobots for free, even though they don't have value, but it just has a lot of circumstances like in general. Dinosaur. I think this one's better. I think this one's better than the Mamasaur, just because it's simple. Like I said, you get it on silver, and you get it on your PvP days where it actually matters. So I'm gonna put it here. And it being a medium item, you can actually put it on friend Dooley, and it works because it's not gonna detriment the rest of your build. Cybersecurity. Sadly, this is one of the broken items the last patches, but it's 12 seconds cooldown is too much, boys. Like, it's sad because this is like Dooley's equivalent of the sniper, basically, but it has too much cooldown, and there's no way to give it lifesteal. Like Vanessa has her fucking bitch McGee Crow's Nest. We don't have that shit, dude. This is copium for Dooley players. Cryosphere freeze your other items other than the core 2 or 3 seconds. This is a good item in core combat core Dooley. Problem again, attack 10 seconds and it only comes out in gold, so it's just too situational. But let's put these are more garbage. There you go. This is more garbage. Okay. Critical core. The only reason I'm putting critical core not in trash bin, it's because it works with combat core actually really good, and it cheeses you some wins sometimes. Like if you get a good streak with critical, let's say you manage to get some good items with critical core, get a few upgrades, it's one of the best ones when you get like this item, because the core has crit, now your combat core has crit, and then you're literally running like a Russian roulette build where you're gonna crit your opponent to death. Trust me, when the fucking combat core crits, it's the worst shit. Like one of the items you put core crit in
that is like the most cost effectiveness is combat core, bro. It one shot to you. Chlorins, this is garbage. This is like the worst friend. I don't want to say ever, but it's fucking okay. This claw arm what the this slow item should have been, because it actually has damage within itself. So when this gain haste, this and the weapon to the left of it gains blah 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 damage for the fight. This is there's a really niche build with this with metronome, but the problem is when you know an item is like when you get combat core, which is just an item you're absolutely gonna find in one of the large shops at silver tier, and claw arm being gold, again, it's just a detriment for itself. Like claw arm wouldn't be bad if it came like silver, and I think it would actually be really broken if it came on a bronze tier. It's just it has when your build is already developed, you just don't want to pivot into a claw arm. It makes absolutely no sense. Chrono barriers. I hate losing to this, bro. I promise you, every time I see a chrono barrier on the other board, dude, I really want to take a time machine and get out of the fucking bazaar. Why did I start this fucking game? Fuck this. That's me with the chrono barrier. Animal core broken. It's not Elon Musk, but it's actually one of the better ones. Because, listen, we play poison because it's actually the best one. But weapon friend core is actually good, and burn friend core is actually super good. And even if Modern Lizard was removed from the game, Chem Slayer would actually be fucking broken, and we're gonna put it here. So yeah, like it's really really fucking good. We have charging stations. This is one of the better items you can put for combat core, but again, it comes golden, bro. Put that shit there. Brick buddy. Oh, brick buddy, dude. Okay. Brick buddy is literally auto win when you play the first day onward with friend core. Why? Because there's very fucking little few items that out damage brick buddy without poison. It's absolutely fucking crazy. If you draft brick buddy at the beginning of the game playing animal companion, you're absolutely getting to bronze wins without even fucking trying. So this item is really good. Let's put it. It's better than conceal, but it's not better than this because this is absolutely needed for animal core. This as of right now has been removed for the game, so let's put it in the trash bin. Bellelista. This is the problem with Bellelista is that it only stacks well enough when it's gold tier, and when you have it on gold tier, it's too late. You're already deep into poison or burn friend Dooley. That is the only problem with this. The good thing about this, the Ballista one, is when you put lifesteal on it, it's one of the best items on friend Dooley. But the problem is, of course, you can't consistently put lifesteal or even crit on Ballista. So again, we're basing a lot of this out of consistency. So, but it's one of the better ones. Better than this. Better than this. Better than this. It's not better. It's better than this. Actually, let's put flamethrower. Robotics core. There we fucking go. We have balloon bot. I'm not even gonna. Both of them are trash. I'm just gonna put them there. They already. I'm not even gonna say. The brothers are going to the trash bin. Atomic clock. This is one of the better ones. This is absolutely one of the most broken item. If you get for the again. I'm trying to see where to put it, but it's better than all this. It's not better than this. Let's put it here. When this patch came out, this item wasn't that good. The thing with this item now is that since there's very accessible loot items now, if you can put 6-7 ammo on your atomic clock and you put it let's say for example, if you have like a haste iteration because it's tool, your opponent is going to. I don't want to say it's percent core over, but I'm pretty sure your opponent's gonna fucking close the game because when you have it on diamond tier, it's 3 seconds, right? So it's 3 seconds cooldown for the rest of the fight. Guys, you know what 3 second cooldown is on an item? It's not activated, bro. That's it. That is the end of it. The problem is it's in a random enemy items, but I think if it had like a quality of life where it can't do the same item twice, it would be way too broken. This is armored core. I'm gonna put it on situational, but since it's the core, I'm gonna put it at the best situational item because from best core to worst core, I think it's the third to last. So I'm gonna put it at the best situational because the rest of the cores are much better. Water cooler, bro. I do not know how people don't actually try to force water cooler into poison builds, but water cooler is one of the it's like this. It's better than this. Actually, I think it's way better than the race card. You actually need it because it's small and it has charge. Not only does it have a charge mechanic, which is already by itself really fucking good when you're using a core, but you guys don't understand what is fifth when you have it on gold tier. I'm going to talk about actually silver tier. Let's talk about silver tier. When it procs 3 to 4 times in a fight for 10 health, imagine you go into a candy shop for free every single PvE PvP patch. That means if you get an early enough silver water cooler, by the end of day 12, let's say, I'm going to give you a rough estimate, you'll have around 2k in health, right? Imagine, bro, that this water cooler, I think, is the only way you beat big pigs. It's the only fucking way. So if you're playing Poison Dooley, it's detrimental that you force draft a water cooler unless you don't want to wait 10 wins. That's it, bro. Unless your build is really good, by the way. But saying like consistency or in general, if you want to get to 10 wins without dodging a pig that one-shots you or a Vanessa that one-shots you with a Scimitar, you need water cooler so you can actually tank. Because you're just not going to get like chocolate visits every single time, right? Wallace, I think this is one of the worst friend items, and if you're going from like worst to best, we have to put him on like the worst of the. Actually, we have to put him on the trash bin just because. Actually, no, these are friends. Never fucking mind. Wallace, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do you like that, my brother. But yeah, let's just put it in here. It's 6 seconds cooldown is too much. And the problem is, it gains 5, 10, 15 for 20 for the fight. The scaling on it is way too bad. Uzi, this is one of the craziest core enablers, and on other builds is one of the craziest items too. So, do I want to put it about recharge? No, I don't think so. I think it's like in between these two. This actual item is really good. We have virus. Destroy a small item each barrier board from the fight. When you destroy an item, this gains. This is actually one of the best items you can get for other characters too, but not a Dooley because your builds. Dooley is like, as right now as the meta is, it's the only character that spams small items that actually matter. So we're just gonna put it on trash bin. Well, not because I'm trying to be objective of how good the item is, even on other characters. So yeah. Thrusters. It says burn both players 2, 3, 4, 5, and adjacent items have their cooldown reduced by up to 15%. The problem is with this is that by the time you get it on diamond, which is actually good, where it has a 15% reduced cooldown on an item, X item, your build, I think it's absolutely much better. The problem is that there's much better cooldown reduction items for other characters, and the cooldown is 6 seconds. The problem is the item itself, it having like a long cooldown. Okay, the problem is a lot of its value comes from it burning you and your opponent, because Dooley has a lot of self-proc when it comes to burn. The problem is it's just better. The other item that charges you, the nitro, is just way better.
But I don't think it's worse than any other garbage. It's actually decent in burn Dooley. The problem is when you're stacking your burn with your own burn ray, you're actually like dunce yourself. But it's better than I guess this. It's not the worst. Soldering gun. Guys, I'm going to leave this here, but guys gotta look at my other videos. That item is absolutely fucking nuts. Multicast 3 on a small item where your build already is playing a tool and a friend. You guys don't know how good that is. Multicast 3 proccing a core is absolutely crazy. And I'm gonna talk to you about the broken interaction now, because I'm gonna put them all on broken, because even by themselves these items are good. But I'll talk about them when I put them all here. I'm gonna talk about their combination a little bit more. The core, this one's actually good, but I think it's way too situational. The battery pack is much better, but it's better. Let's put it here. I like that I'm using the fucking robotics factory like as a barometer of what's bad or not. Damn. Red button, this is not in the game, but I'm telling you, this would be one of the most broken items with other characters, even with Dooley. I think. What if you guys don't know what it does? It says charge your at least adjacent item 2, 3, 4 seconds on a 6-second cooldown. Imagine you put this on Vanessa. Broken, bro. Power Sender, trash, bro. Good. I'm getting into fucking trash item. Good. This is a little bit of a breather. I'm gonna put the broken. Rays are actually broken. Why did they put them on silver tier? I don't know, but I think now that I'm thinking about it more, it makes sense, right? Because it gives you direction on what you want to build, and you shouldn't be able to. It shouldn't be hard for them to find it as silver tier, because. And I think that was one of the biggest problems they fixed around Dooley. He just had no sense of direction. He was just drafting random shit, and you mix and match them on the days, on the PvE matches, so you can see what works or not. This being on a bronze tier item, all the rays, it just makes you say, okay, I'm gonna get this ray. I'm gonna play around this until I get something better, right? And you put a lot of fire items. And it just works. So it's just a really good item. Nitro. I'm gonna put this on one of the. This is one of the best ones. But let's just put it here. Do I think better? It's better than race car because it goes on a lot of builds. So it's good. And it activates Dooley's core availability. So that's good. Metronome. Okay, I did say that I was going to put in broken the items that have multiple implications and multiple builds, and Multramode is absolutely one of fucking them. It comes in silver tier. Haste item, broken. I don't know what else to say. Memory card. I want to rant a little bit about this. The problem with memory card is not all the cores do damage, so I wish this was more like an adaptive. Memory card should be adaptive in a sense where it gave damage, it gave something to your core, right? Because this is Dooley's like only stackable econ item, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the only one. So if you're not using a core that doesn't do damage, what's the point of this, right? So if you try to put this on fire core, there's nothing. I wish there was some way to balance it. Let's say. Because, of course, you're not going to get 50 burn of the core with a memory card, right? But let's say for each 10 value, it'll give your fire core 1 burn. Or it would have to actually be multiplied with the shield core, because shield core is ass. It would give you like twice the value for shield in shield core. I do still think it's a lot better than this, because it's absolutely fucking needed in core builds. If you get it, you slap it and try to stack it as much as possible. Light bulb. It says adjacent items gain 2, 4, 6, 8% crit chance for the fight on a 3-second cooldown.
The problem with this item, it's not a tool, so you don't have tool interactions. 8% crit is too little on diamond. It should be like 12 because it's ridiculous. You need to have, what is this? 24 seconds of procs for you to get 30 seconds of procs for you to get 80% chance crit on a diamond tier. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. If it be 15%, it would still be bad. Actually, no, that's too much. It has to be like 12%. It has to be 12% crit. It's just for the math to be right. And it's not a tool. It should be a fucking tool, so you have at least tool interactions, even with the multicast thing. I don't know. I think we're gonna put it. It's better than a lot of items because, like I said, this is one of the items that's good on other characters. But we're gonna put it. Let's put it here. It's not better than thrusters. Lens. It says give the core 5-10 haste for the fight. When this gains haste, charge it 1-2 seconds. 6-second cooldowns is too much. And 5 to 10 damage is too much, and it comes on a gold tier. Trash, bro. I think it needs much more tweaking for this to be good. The problem is even when you have iterations where your lens is gonna proc, bro, like you might as well put a weapon ray, bro, and you're gonna give the core 20,000 amounts of damage. So, and at that point, you're overkilling it. If you put lens and weapon in the weapon ray, and the omega ray, you're gonna overshoot damage. There's no reason to put that lens. And laser pistol, I think it's garbage, bro. Even when I try to put it for, I think laser pistol is what katana wants to be. They should have just made it katana, because katana is on a 2-second cooldown and it does X damage. They should have just made laser pistol do 3 seconds cooldown, and 5 seconds is too much on this. Isochronic freezer, 7 seconds cooldown on 2-3 seconds on any item. This is one of the best core items. It's like this, but this is like budget, right? Yeah, this is actually a good item, so let's put it here. Induction Aegis. This is one of the best items you can slap early in, so, but I don't want to put it best as slot. I'm just gonna put this one deserves to be situational. Doesn't go on every build either, but it's one of the best items you can slap at the beginning. So there you go. Okay, guys, we're getting to the end of this, bro. Fuck it. Actually, Dooley has a lot of situational items. Now that I think of it, it's just the items that you get here are way too good, bro. Hamlet. I guess it's really good. It does go on the slot build, so I'm gonna put it best in the slot. The problem is. I have it 9 second. The problem is it's friend weapon tool the same as Dooley, so we got a same as Chris Army Knife, so we got to put it there. It would be kind of a little bit weird if we put fucking this guy, not Chris Army Knife. It'll literally be playing favorites. GPU, really good item. Actually, it's one of the best situational items because you're always gonna use a core. Hasting a core is not bad, bro. Right? It makes sense, right? On a 4-second cooldown. Granola bar, why the hell does they make this? Put in the fucking trash. Camera ray, like I said, I'm putting all the rays here because all the rays are broken. They're just broken. Right? Aiden. Little fucking Aiden, right? Actually, why does Aiden say he has a 6-second cooldown here on the wiki? It's on a 3-second cooldown. Actually, I do not know why it's on a 3-second cooldown. Guys, Aiden, the problem is the versatility of Aiden deserves for it to be here. There's items that I call enablers. Enablers are items that ramp your build at the beginning, right? They actually get your shit started, so you can, when you go ahead and go into the PvP round, you go in on mirror match, or you're checking to see which person is gonna freeze first, do their procs first. Well, okay, what I'm trying to get at, Aiden, there's items that start the race in a PvP match, and those are the items that are absolutely gonna win you the match. Aiden is one of those items that fills all that shit. It hastes an item. It heals, so it's really crazy at the beginning of the game. comes in bronze. Like, I don't know, the item is literally the Exodia of Dooley, because it does absolutely fucking everything. And it's slappable on each and every single one of your builds. And it's one of the 3 items for the Exodia, so it absolutely deserves to be here because it, bro, just think about how good is it on Vanessa herself. It's good on Pig herself. It's good on every single Dooley build. Like, it'd be crazy if I don't put it here. And it's on a 3-second cooldown. They should actually buff his cooldown by 1 second. They actually need to change it because the more people, the more the developers, I don't know the developers, the balance team realizes Dooley's on every single build. It's a little bit bad for the design of the Bazaar. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want one item to be consistently placed no matter what it does. Which just follows the trend of Monitor Lizard, if that makes sense, right? So, yeah. It's not like duct tape. Let me talk. By the way, fiber optics was one of the most broken items in Dooley. We're removing that shit. Just for, if you guys know what it does, it's just when you use your leftmost item, charge your rightmost item 2 seconds. So it just caused a shit ton of infinite loops. We're not going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about Banana. Banana's broken. But it isn't Aiden levels, and the reason it being is that it depends on the 2 items on the adjacent. But it is really good. Aiden just works too much on par of themselves, right? Oh, I lied earlier. Fucking crypto is Dooley's econ item, right? See, I fucking love crypto, and I think it's broken. Why do I think it's broken? If we're gonna put every single econ item on a metric for each of the players, each player has its own econ item, right? Vanessa has Cove. Pig is stealing other people's money, for lack of better explanation. I think crypto is up there, because if you think about it, you buy it for 2. Some people do this solid when they want to. Guys, just ignore the crypto, bro. It fucking life lesson, bro. Ignore the crypto. This is why people are up. When you get the crypto and you combine it, it goes from, yeah, you get a bronze one, you get another bronze one, goes from 0 to 10. Then you get another silver one, it goes from fucking 0 to 20. That's when it starts going crazy. Then suddenly you're day 6, you're day 5, you need to buy a fucking golden item, large golden item. It's 24 gold. The crypto will actually get you in a position that no other econ item would. Like even the Cove, because Vanessa's Cove is good, don't get me not, but you have to go into a large shop, which is not a detriment this patch, but last patch it was you have to go to a large shop to get the Cove. For, I'm not even gonna talk about Pig. It's weird enough that Pig is niche is this, but I think is, if, like, say for example, if every other character had crypto would be used. If that makes sense. Crypto is like broken. Doesn't need to be changed, but I think it's really good. It's like you always buy it, right? If you go into the shop and always buy it, right? Sometimes you go into Vanessa's item, you don't buy the Cove because you need to sell to stack it up, blah blah blah. But crypto, just fucking buy 2 gold. Give me 5 crypto, bro. Like I said, forget about the crypto, unless you really need the money at the later days. But yeah, this poison snake, we only run it because we have to, basically, because it poisons. But it does, it's really good in the sense that you slap it on every single poison build. So let's put it there. Cooling fan, it says give the core 5, 10, 15 crit chance. Well, you have burned this item is reduced for cooldown is reduced by 50%. The problem is self burn. Let's say you put cooling fan with the charge item. Did I already do the charge item? I did. What the fuck is it? It's a really good item. Oh, with the nitro. If you do this and this, it's one of the better combinations for combat core, which is good. I just wish it did something else, right? That's the only problem with these items. When they're dependent on just enabling the core gets frozen. It's like whatever. I just think of it like this as like a really bad crow's nest, right? That makes sense. If it started with, it does 5, 10, 50% crit chance every time you proc it. But if it started with that same amount, say it started, it says your core gains 15% crit, and then every time you burn, you gain 15% more. Then it would be good. But there's just better. I actually think this is better. Because even if you're not burnt, it gives it gives the crit chance, and it doesn't only work on the core; it works on everything else. That being said, let's just fucking put it here. It's better than what if this is the burn equivalent of this, right? So if this is really good because it's situational, but it's like on the best situational scenario, it's the best one. Then obviously this, because it's just cleansing your burn. Cog is one of the best haste item in the game. It's literally like the CPU, but of course this haste everything. It's like metronome. It's like budget metronome, but it's self procs, right? That's the only thing about it. Chris Army Knife broken. Every item that has, you gotta understand that the items have like stacking value with the things they carry, right? So low cooldown, you have some amount of value into it, right? It does X amount of damage, some value into this. It also shields X amount of value into it. It's small item, right? It's a small item, X amount of value, but it's a friend, right? Some value added to it. Weapon, some value added into it. Tool, somewhat of value added into it. This item being small, 5-second cooldowns, it shields, it does damage. It's a weapon friend tool, bro. If we were quantifying it, let's say your regular item, weapon item is an average, let's say, just put money on it. It's 2 gold. Chris Army Knife is like 3, right? It's like way above the curve for the amount it does. Okay, charcoal. Bro, the fucking flavor text on a lot of these items just crack me up, bro. Like Walter, the first time I saw Walter Cooler, I saw Chris Army Knife, it was like, oh, these guys did their fucking math right. Yeah, Chris Cole says whenever you use another friend, this gains 1, 2, 3 burn for the fight. The problem is honestly 8-second cooldown, but this stacks hard, bro. If you're playing burn build, friend burn build is one of the good ones. So let's just put it next to this one. Let's just put it a little bit lower because this actually works on a solo burn build. You don't actually need friends for this. This does, so just put it here. This is okay. So we have. I remember when I said something about the slow items that are in the game. Why is it not here? Oh yeah, cool LEDs. It's a slow one item for 1, 2, 3, 4. Whenever you use the core, slow an item for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like a pseudo banana. I want to say, but for Dooley only because it procs on core. But it's where the hell is the banana? Where the hell I put it? I don't want to put it's broken, but it's up here, right? It's like next to Walter Cooler because it's like one of the best slow items for Dooley, right? Capacitor, charge adjacent items for 1 second, right? If you thought there's a lot of, you're gonna see that there's Dooley has a bunch of charge items. Capacitor is one of the best ones, but it's situational. It's good on some builds. I think it's better on core builds, right? Because if you have like 3 items to the right of the core, getting cooldown, then this gets cooldown too. It's like a cascading effect. But it's one of the better ones, right? It's one of the better cooldown items. So there you go. Bomb Squad, one of the best ones. Is it better than Walter Cooler? I don't. Well, if we're talking about on the friend iteration, it is because this is one. It's like the race car, right? Let's just put this here because we're talking about friend Dooley, right? In general, it's just the best build right now. So there you go. It just have a lot. It has a lot of, how do I say? It procs way too easily. Better way we just set all the rays were gonna be fucking broken, so let's just put them here. Now we have the batter, which is broken too. Just charge the item to the left of this 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Guys, if you don't understand how much is a 4-second charge on your weapon, on anything, X amount of thing, guys, that is okay. If we're gonna put it on Hens term, is imagine this thing is feeding its cooldown to the item to the left. Right, so this has 4 cooldown. So essentially, when this has 4 cooldown, it'll feed 4 cooldown to the thing on the left, right? Guys, that is absolutely crazy. And I know if you guys are playing Vanessa or playing Pig, you put battery sometimes in your build. You get it. It says, well, I want my item to proc faster, right? It's essentially think about it this way: if your item has an 8-second cooldown, battery makes it have a 4-second cooldown because they are counting down at the same time. So this is counting 4 seconds. This is counting 4 seconds. But as soon as battery finishes charging, it'll count out the last 4 seconds of this item, right? So this basically what it does is reduces the items to the left cooldown by 4 seconds when it's snapping. I'm talking about the diamond iteration basically because it's what you always want to shoot for because it absolutely breaks the build. But yeah, it's absolutely broken. And this is the exotic, guys. If you have Aiden, I'm going to put it here. You have Aiden, this, and battery pack. Guys, I don't know if you already see what I'm seeing, but you have a multicast. Not only do you have an enabler, you have a multicast 3 because this is a friend and this is a tool. This is feeding 4 seconds until a 5-second tool. By the way, this is a tool. This is a tool. Which, by the way, it has a lot of skill interactions within itself. But that means that this is going to proc 3 times. This is going to charge this. Proc 3 times. This is going to proc 3 times. This is going to charge this. This is going to proc 3 times. By the time the battery pack runs out, you have, what is it, 16 procs of an item? What? 6? What is it? Sorry, fucking math, bro. It's 6 times 4, 24. So it's 24 procs on an item. If you're taking account that you're proccing your core, that is 24 charge procs of a core. Now think about it. Your core has 5-second cooldown. That means you've essentially procced your core, what, 6 to 5 times in a matter of seconds, right? You're absolutely one-shotting your opponent with this combination. Like, and you have your Ray proccing in the middle of this. Like, let's say for example you're playing weapon Dooley. That means your Ray had, you have both Rays. So you always play freeze Ray with the Ray you want to. So it's always in a combination. You go freeze Ray with fire Ray, blue Ray with green Ray. So you just combine them, and then you have 3. It's, guys, it's a cascading effect because that means this is gonna charge this. Your core is gonna charge this. This is gonna charge this. If you're playing like a combination of Rays, this is absolutely broken. Of course, it doesn't work with weapon Dooley. Well, sorry, with friend Dooley. But it's just crazy, bro. I'm gonna talk barbed wire. This is like one of the copians for shield. I guess just because my brain just did too much math right now, I'm gonna put it here. Okay. This is actually a good one. Actually, it's one of the items that is more broken on Pig kills. Pig loves shielding, bro. Okay, so that is the tier list. Yeah. This is, of course, my opinion, right? But how do I say? Okay, this is a lot of items. Okay, this is the most accurate representation of what I can give you of what are Dooley's best items, aka the terror himself of the fucking Bazaar community. How did it get here? I have no idea. Guys, the fucking 5 first videos I made was me saying how crap Dooley was. That because I literally tried. Dooley is like, how do I say, conceptually my favorite character. I don't know. I liked him the most out of the 3. It turns out Dooley was really bad at the beginning. So I had a rant that Dooley was really bad at the beginning, and look at him now. My little bot has grown up. If the problem is that you installed way too much fucking firmware, and I promise I wasn't gonna say cringe. Technological works, jokes. Anyways, yeah, that's the tier list, guys. If you have any opinions, rants like me, and if you hate my opinions, bro, come fight me in the Bazaar. No, actually, comment down below what you think it's good or not. Guys, remember to like and subscribe. If you meet me in the Bazaar, give me a huge shout out, by the way, and say, Manny, you destroyed me in the Bazaar. You're a clone or your ghost, whatever you want to call it, decimated me because how good you used your tier list. Nah, I'm kidding, guys. I don't know if they're actually gonna add like, eventually they're gonna add like some, you know, like in how do I say, like how would they implement friend battles? I know they'll eventually do co-op, because I know for a fact, because if Battlegrounds from how do I say Hearthstone is implemented it as a team game, then yeah, they're absolutely putting co-op eventually. Anyways, again, guys, remember to drop a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, and I'll come back with a Vanessa tier list, which I'm gonna put every single fucking one of her items in the trash bin except 2 of them. No, I'm just kidding, but it's gonna be a much more simpler than this one, by the way. Actually, I want to know how much items each character has, because I feel like Vanessa has like 20% less items. It's because they have removed a lot of them. I'm not gonna fucking lie though. Poor Vanessa got ripped off her fucking arsenal. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the Bazaar and play some Poison Dooley before it fucking gets nerfed. I'm not doing that, by the way.